Yes, so it's me, I'm back again. So when our stolen brothers and sisters who've had very intolerant upbringings and view anything regarding idols as something to break, rape, to attack, to undermine, to belittle, to humiliate, to torment, to torture, we have to put our stolen, enslaved blood brothers to sleep because they are being a liability to public safety. And so, like I said, if you think I'm going to say something nice about what turned our Orient rather than family against each other, no, I'm not going to say something nice about the house of Ibrahim, Islam. I've nothing nice to say about them whatsoever. I think they're wankers. I think they're the most disgusting ideology to ever exist on this planet. And if people say, no, you have to say something nice, I would say, well, our civilization was enslaved due to a conquest where the family was split into two, resistors and those who were Mamluks and slaves. Imagine someone from West Africa whose ancestors were put through a terrible ordeal in regards to the slave trade, the triangular trade, and their ancestors were forced to convert to white Jesus Christianity for some of the most inhumane, horrible, atrocious things to do to a human being. And then centuries later, you have those who are modeling themselves blindly and worshipping a white Jesus, and those who've reverted to Rastafari or Bobo Ashanti or Yoruba Orisha, West African ancient customs and traditions and ancient African spirituality, who want freedom from the white Jesus philosophy and the white Jesus Latin European interpretation of the Gospels, and want freedom from that slave master's doctrine. Because the civilization was terrorized and tormented in the name of a white Jesus, Latin-speaking, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Christ, are you going to say they have to say something nice about the slave masters and not hurt their feelings? Because it hurts their slave masters' feelings if you insult them and what they did in the name of. No, they wouldn't call them, the black people are being racist towards white people because they're saying insulting things to the white slave masters who enslaved their family and their civilization all those centuries ago. But when it's a Punjabi, I have East Persian blood and I have South Indian blood from rather than I do. But when it's someone like me speaking out against Islamic slavery, now they're going, oh, he's a religious racist, but they wouldn't say that to someone from the Caribbean who's swearing at the white slave masters for enslaving and tormenting their ancestors and turning their family against each other. Now, who's calling me a religious racist? It's Abid. You know what Abid is? Abid is an East African whose ancestors were forcibly converted to Islam via genocide. And generation after generation of those who were stolen from the Wak nation of East Africa, Somali, have been raised to model themselves on Ibrahim alone. Now, if you're going to have those say, oh, we're saved, we don't mind that they raped and tortured and beheaded our ancestors because we're saved, we would have been backwards, we're saved. But what that really means is, the ancestors were enslaved by Islam and now they're acting bad in the name of Islam. And when you ask them, so what's a Muslim? They say they're all from Adam and Eve. Adam's the first prophet, and Muhammad flew on a horse called Borak from Mecca to Jerusalem, and this horse that he flew on has a human head. That's bullshit. That never happened. It's a fucking lie. So to terrorize civilizations in the name of fiction, not just in India, but Middle East, Persia, Mesopotamia, Canaanite, Levant, Kemetic, Egypt, Amazigh, North Africa, Yoruba Orishas in West Africa, Ashanti Akan, in the name of Arab fictitious bullshit, and turn blood brothers against each other in the name of bullshit to enslave and steal people's family by kidnap, torture and rape over fictitious bullshit. And you want us to say something nice about the ideology that they did it in the name of. And when we insult the house of Ibrahim, you call us religious racists. You wouldn't tell an African from Caribbean or African America or call them a racist because they're insulting the white supremacist slave masters' doctrine that enslaved and terrorized their ancestors, and they don't want to follow a white Jesus blindly. They want to revert to the ancient African proverbs and ancient African positive voodoo spirituality. You won't call them a racist, but you call in the Punjabi a racist. Now this is what the Abid Somali heroin gang's game is. They've connected a network of people that they say are the sons of Adam, the Prophet Adam, and Ibrahim, from the Middle East to Afghanistan to control the heroin network through Turkey into Europe. And that's their network. Oh, blah, blah, Adam, oh, prophet, oh, Adam, Ibrahim. But the House of Social Darwinian Natural Selection, Charles Darwin, Alfred Russel Wallace, The Mystery of the Unseen Spirit, who believe that all human beings evolved from various primates, not just chimpanzees or gorillas or baboons in Africa, but macaque monkeys in Asia, rhesus monkeys, langur monkeys, orangutans, spider monkeys in South America. Because when we evolved from this simple primate state, we evolved into the state of human being. Our ancestors evolved into the human state over millions upon millions of years. And when they got to an intelligent human state, they started inventing tools, wood, via stone, and eventually alchemy. Languages formed, text writing systems formed, pictogram, hieroglyphs formed to communicate. And when they realized people who get to the state of consciousness when we're human beings, we start asking questions. Where did we come from? Where did we go? How did we get here? So when this human being got to this conscious God realization state where they realized an energy within them and referred to it as God or Goddess, they wrote down fictitious creationist theories of how they believe the humankind was created. Whether it's the theories from Asia, the Trimurti, the Banku theory in China, the yin-yang cosmic egg, the Shivlingam, the Trimurti of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva in India, or the Purusha cosmic man, which is fiction bullshit. Or whether it's the Adam and Eve theory from Ethiopia, which was translated into Arabic to form the Quran, and they call it the Adam and Eve theory of the Quran. That was written by mortal human beings who evolved into humans after they evolved from primates. And they're all fictitious creationist theories. Now, I'm not denying the supernatural or the far-fetched doesn't happen. Other dimensions, other frequencies, other realms, other worlds, other galaxies, the most amazing things are possible. On this shitty planet, fuck all happens. There were dinosaurs, there were primates, evolution. So when we know Adam and Eve never existed, why does someone in Malaysia, Indonesia think they've come from Adam and Eve, when that theory originates from Ethiopia, East Africa? Why does someone in Punjab, South India, who has an Islamic appearance, skull cap, beard, no moustache, think Adam and Eve, Adam and Eve? Because our ancestors were raped, tortured and beheaded and coerced into it. And you want us to say something nice? Oh, but we're saved, we're saved. We don't give a fuck what chapter, what verse they try quoting. Anyone who celebrates our genocide won't be celebrating our genocide anymore. We're not going to say anything nice to the house of Abraham. But we don't want our stolen family who had Islamic upbringings to think their lives were a waste for worshipping Allah, because we know that during the times of the triple goddesses of Allah, Al-Azza, Al-Manat, Al-Lat, when there were no conquests and people worshipped Allah, that it's not Allah as a divinity that hurt us. Whether you call God Allah, Ram, Khuda, Bhagwan, God is the same. The energy that we all realized within us after we evolved into primates is the same source of everything absolute for all humanity. Difference in language doesn't mean difference in God, it just means difference in language to refer to God. There's only difference in paths. But you can't go around forcing your fictitious creationist theory on other civilizations. The truth is natural selection, Charles Darwin, natural selection, social Darwinian. So these are beads from Somalia who've connected these drug gangs from enslaved Punjabis in West Punjab, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkey. They've tried to connect this Adam, Prophet Adam, and Ibrahim, to try to make themselves look tough, and they're trying to portray all those stolen, enslaved civilizations as their backups, as their numbers to back them up, to be their fighters. So if anyone chucks at them, they'll all have this backup. But those are our stolen brothers. That's Dharmas, Buddhists, Hindus, Jains, Aryan, Dravidian, blood brothers from Punjab, Central Asia. Those are children of Shah Faridian, Shah Tur, Shah Raj, Geomar or Shah Geomardhan of the ancient Persian philosophy Fardowsi. Those are children of Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, Buddha. Those are sons and daughters of Guru Govinda Singh. And they're trying to turn our children against us to keep that as their numbers, as their backup, to fight for them because of their heroin network. And that's why they're not going to try to let anyone go or anyone leave, because they want to hold them and keep that grip on them, so they've got all these numbers to back up and fight them. But when we go to the Amazighs in North Africa, When we go to the Kemetic Egyptian pharaohs in North Egypt, when we go to the Canaanites, the Nadab Kadesh of Kenite Philistine, when we go to the Anunnaki, Sumerians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and the Kurdish Medes, and the triple goddesses of Allah, Al-Azza, Al-Manat, Al-Lat in Arabia, when we go to the Persians' house of Cyrus the Great, and say, how many of you actually are willing to die for these slaves from East Africa? None. So don't try and use our stolen mums and dads and our stolen brothers and sisters from Punjabistan to be your backup, because there will be those who will think really, really hard from Punjabistan. Those who've had Islamic upbringings in Punjabistan, West Punjab, Pakistan, are going to be like, you know what? I believe in natural selection, social Darwinian. Adam and Eve never existed. Muhammad never flew on a horse with a human head called Borak from Mecca to Jerusalem. And now you got this Abid that's trying to go, brother, we're Muslim, brother, Muslim. No, they're going to say, Govinda Singh's my brother. Govinda Singh's my father. He's my Punjabi father. He's my Punjabi brother. He's my Punjabi son. Shah Khuda Sail Shant. That's my East Persian name. And this is what I was saying, cool. We have every right to insult the house of Ibrahim because of what they put the world through. So that's Govlove 84 Aria of OSNST, natural selection, social Darwinian. We'll wipe the grin off their faces.